What's up, everyone? I'm about to give you my top stocks going into this trading week. Like always, we will talk price action and technicals along with fundamentals. This is just my opinion and isn't financial advice, so please do your own research in D&D. Today, I'll be going over my top three stocks for this week, which is Boeing, Big Lots, Qualcomm, and I will also cover ALYI, Ethereum, Butterfly Networks, Proterra, Coinbase, Fisker, and LCLP in that order. So if you want to skip around the video to the stocks that you own or interest you, totally feel free to do that. So starting off here with Boeing, Boeing just reported its first profitable quarter in 6 quarters. We should continue to see Boeing report profitable quarters given the reemergence of air travel that has taken place over the past couple months. Also, if you're an investor that is worried about a slow bounce back in travel due to the Delta variant, you should take comfort in the fact that 40% of Boeing's revenue comes from its defense business, which has held strong during the entire pandemic. On Friday, even after the market was closed, Boeing was awarded a $487 million contract from the U.S. Army for Apache AH-64 engineering and services and technical support. So I do like Boeing here. I think, if we come down to this $200 level, it's going to be an extreme buy for me. But as of right now, I think, buying close to this support level makes a lot of sense, given the fact that we're coming off of a solid earnings. For first 1 to 6 quarters, it's been profitable, and expectations were beat by over 140%. So that's my Boeing trade. I'm going to be buying some options out on Monday. So if you're in the Discord, look out for that. I will be sending out that alert. All right. So Big Lots is my number two. With the important Jackson Hole meeting set to take place this Wednesday for the Fed, I expect value names like Big to do well, as tapering asset purchases will be the topic of discussion at this meeting. That was Wednesday for a Jackson Hole meeting. With a PE of 3 times trailing revenue and a dividend of 2%, Big looks very attractive here to investors that are seeking good value. Earnings are expected from on Friday from Big. I believe they beat estimates, which should cause some positive price action from the stock this week. Also, Big is trading right on that crucial support level at 55. We should hold that level and trade to 60 in the short term. And then over the next couple of weeks to months, we work our way to that $70 price target that I have. With consumer savings rates still historically high, I believe the consumer will continue to spend, which should benefit retail companies like Big, and should continue and should show up in the earnings on this Friday. So as you can see right here, this $55 level, we held this back on August 9th, and now we're testing the exact same level here on August 20th. We bounced a little bit. I think this move higher continues over the next couple of weeks and as we go into earnings on Friday. So that is my call on Big. All right, so let's go over to Qualcomm. As I've been saying for weeks now, Qualcomm is in a very clear ascending triangle, which breaks the upside 72% of the time. This pattern actually held almost to the penny last week, if you look at this price movement right here on August 19th. So shout to the Discord if you're able to catch that 50% gain from Qualcomm, from Qualcomm's option that I sent out during the week. I sent out a weekly option on Qualcomm once it hit that level, and we actually did see some positive price movement after that. So that was very good for us. Qualcomm is trading at a very low multiple, given its absolutely incredible upside, given the moat they have built in the 5G chip space. Qualcomm's Snapdragon chip is the leading 5G chip around the world and should continue to gain in sales. And it should gain in sales as the TAM, total addressable market for 5G chips, continues to grow. The infrastructure bill is a giant looming catalyst for the stock as well, given the bill would allocate over $5 billion to expanding broadband connection, which would require 5G. Given that Qualcomm's at a 19 times PE and 2% dividend, for that's pretty cheap given Qualcomm's growth potential, which makes it one of the top stocks for me for the year. I'm an owner of the stock, and I own calls on Qualcomm as well. So, big believer in Qualcomm. I own a good amount of shares, and I own those calls, as I said. Okay, let's move over to ALYI, the heartbreaker. So, I believe we found some support for ALYI at about 1.7 cents. You- uh, we saw the stock bounce on news that AOI expects to start generating EV ride sharing revenue as soon as this year. I'm still very disappointed this company hasn't confirmed it has delivered their original $2,000, two thousand bike order. But nevertheless, I'm not jumping ship on AOI. I still think this company can do great things. For full disclosure, I actually picked up some shares this week below 2 cents. If you're an investor in ALI, you should be aware of the risk associated with investing in small cap or OTC names. Lack of information is one that stands out when trading OTC stocks. They don't have the same reporting requirements as stocks that are on big national exchanges like Nasdaq. And as I've said before, I'm taking a very long-term view on ALI, and I'm not trading in and out based on price fluctuation. So, still a believer of the company. $1 price target seems a little bit like a dream right now. I do think 8 cents is a reasonable goal though before the end of the year. So that's going to be my price target for the end of the year. Obviously, I'd love to be wrong and have that $1 price target hit, but as it stands right now, it will be pretty tough to move all the way up to $1 here, as that would be an extreme gain from now to the end of the month. But I do believe long term ALI will still hit $1. How many years it takes, I do not know, but I do still believe in this company long term. Okay, let's move over to Ethereum. Okay. So, Ethereum's relative strength over the past couple months is no coincidence. Investors are starting to see Ethereum as the most functional, useful crypto that it is. Its energy efficient proof of stake system should continue to reign supreme over Bitcoin's wasteful proof of work system. We are seeing more and more states pass friendly crypto laws, such as Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, and California. I do believe crypto's market cap, which is around 2 trillion right now, could ultimately pass gold's market cap, which is about 11 trillion. I have this view because I believe cryptocurrencies will become the number one hedge for inflation over the next decade or so. We are already seeing lots of publicly traded corporations hold on to crypto on their balance sheets. Just last week, we saw Coinbase commit to investing 10% of its future profits in crypto. These corporate commitments will continue to gain steam and popularity as more education is done on cryptocurrencies in general. So my technical view on Ethereum right now is we will move up to 3,900 relatively quick, and by the end of the year, I think we hit at least 5,000. I love picking up Ethereum around this 2,900 support level, which has held about three separate times: August 19th, August 12th, and August 9th. We have held that $2,900 Ethereum level. So I would really like picking up some Ethereum at that $2,900 level. But besides that, I'm holding my Ethereum, haven't sold anything. I've only added at that $2,900 level. All right, let's move to Butterfly Networks. For those who don't know about Butterfly, it's a fairly valued, innovative healthcare company which has created a handheld ultrasound that will be used in emerging markets as it cuts the cost of the typical ultrasound by 90%. I really believe this company can grow exponentially in the future, given its one-of-a-kind product. Looking at BFLY's chart, I can see we're trading right on that support level at that $10 level. We should hold this level and trade up to 12.50 in the short term, and work to my price target of $20 over the next couple months. So big believer in Butterfly Networks. Bill Gates has endorsed this company. It's a pretty good company. I do like the long term potential. Pretty cheap relative for the long term potential. So I would like picking up some shares here at this $10 support level. Obviously, this level has held back in May and at the start of at July 20th and August 4th and August 17th. So you're talking about five different um, um, touch points on this support level. So I do believe this support level holds and we trade higher over the next couple weeks. Proterra, a little different story here. Proterra, which is the leading EV bus maker, has unfortunately broke a crucial support level at 1050, and it looks as if we will trade lower, unfortunately. Long term, I'm a huge believer in this company as I see them gaining significant orders from governments over the next couple of years. The big risk to this company is the reliance on these government contracts. For example, we saw Proterra rally as the infrastructure bill talks were gaining steam and it passed, the Senate. But now, as talks have halted in the House, we have seen Proterra stocks suffer. With over 7 billion being allocated to EV public transport, you should expect a good portion of those contracts to be going to the leading EV bus maker in the US, which is Proterra. We really need this infrastructure bill to be passed for Proterra to have, a good second half to the year. Because if this bill kind of fizzles out, I expect that to really, really hurt Proterra. Although my official prediction is this bill will get passed and Proterra will trade higher. But in the short term, as we're kind of waiting for this bill to happen, Proterra will probably trade lower. And unfortunately, the technicals would point to that as we just broke a very crucial support level and we don't have any touch points to even refer to. So unfortunately, for that reason, I do believe Proterra has lower in the short term. All right, Coinbase. So as I've said earlier in this video, I believe Ethereum will be the long-term leading cryptocurrency. But if you want to make an investment that will benefit regardless of the coin of what coin does best, Coinbase is the company for you, as they profit from the entire crypto market's volatility. Q2 clearly demonstrated what I had previously asserted. While Bitcoin's profit loss proposition rises and falls directly with the price of Bitcoin, coin's profit are not tied with the rising and falling of cryptocurrency prices. Instead, it earns the majority of its profits from transaction fees, meaning that as long as there is high volume in cryptocurrencies, they will be making high profits. Given Coinbase's history of security and compliance, it's quickly become the favorite platform to trade crypto on for institutional investors, as Coinbase has been in operation for about a decade and never has been hacked. So given that's security of that platform, institutional investors are, preferring it over other platforms such as, Binance. So big believer in Coinbase. I own shares. I don't own calls. Actually, the implied volatility is just absolutely crazy. But I do think that Coinbase holds this 250 level and trades up to 290 over the next couple of weeks easily, given how cheap it's trading and what the technicals are pointing to, which is higher at this point in time. So I'm bullish Coinbase, and I will continue to be. All right. So let's close it out with LCLP, which is an OTC stock. This company started off manufacturing and selling cameras and batteries in the United States, but now they are a blockchain company with a small market cap of 34 million. The global blockchain market is currently valued at 3.6 billion and is projected to expand to 394 billion by 2028. This company has brought BFLY back in July, which caused the stock to move over 3,000% higher in 2 weeks. One way BFLY stands out is the lightning fast speed this exchange can execute orders. For example, BFLY can execute over Um, 14 excuse me, over 1 million transactions per second compared to Visa, which can only process 24,000 transactions per second, or MasterCard, which can only process 5,000 transactions per second. So this is a pretty interesting company. As you can see, we're looking at um, a symmetrical triangle here, which doesn't imply a bullish or bearish pattern, but it does imply a pretty big move relatively soon. So I do not know for 100% sure if this will trade higher or lower. Um, as it seems, one would assume it would trade higher, but given that I am not trading it just because it is an ascending triangle, but I would recommend anyone to look into it. I've attached a link for this company in the description, so check it out. But just for full disclosure, um, for LCLP, this is a sponsored post. My first ever. I'm required by law to tell you that when I'm talking about a stock that I've been paid to talk about. So LCLP is that. I've been paid by a third party via PayPal to create awareness for LCLP on August 18th. So if you want to check out the company, I'll be leaving the link in the description. It's a pretty interesting article. If not, no worries though. Um, and obviously, if anyone has any questions about any of the stocks I've covered, please let me know in the comments. I will try my best to respond. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate if you left a like and subscribe to the channel to watch my weekly top stocks video. If you would like to receive daily alerts on all my portfolio new moves, my exits, my entry points, my options, my stock positions, join the Discord, which is linked in the description below. I wish everyone good luck in this upcoming trading week. Stay informed. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Have a good week. Peace.